guys, I'm the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel, and welcome to this video. Now today, you're going to have a very lucky day today because you've got two transfer reports in one day. How cool is that? Now today, in this one, we're going to be talking about the pre-season friendlies, and the 6 teams, well, some of the teams that are involved in the 6 that we'll be facing, and some statistics around the pre-season friendlies. And in this one, we're also going to talk about the goalkeeping targets, a couple of keeper targets that have been mentioned in recent reports. Make sure you go and check out today's other transfer report one, where we talked about Nathan Baxter. We talked about the Gavin Baldwin update as via the club's website. We also spoke about Danny Amos wanting to progress after his year contract extension. So, before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. And let's get into this video and let's start talking about some more Doncaster transfer news. So, to kick off today's episode of one of two stories, we've got this. Now this, my friends, is a story around one of the positions that we're going to be improving in for next season. Boss Darren Moore, according to the Free Press, has selected his number one target for the position and is confident in securing the signing in the coming days. The deal would be a loan basis. Moore confirmed to the media that on Thursday that Stoke City youngster Josef Bursik is one of the goalkeepers he has explored the possibility of signing, but would not be drawn on whether the 20-year-old was his top target. Now the manager said he is one of the names on the list. It's not just him, but he's one of the targeted goalkeepers we've looked at. He added, "We've identified a goalkeeper we want to bring in, but if the keeper doesn't arrive before Saturday, I'm happy to go with Lewis Jones, providing there are no injuries. But we are in serious talks with the goalkeeper. We're hoping that arrival will be sooner rather than later." We also understand Moore has held tentative discussions with 2 other clubs over loaning goalkeepers should he fail to land his primary target. One of these keepers is Manchester United's Matej Kovar. The signing of 3 other players are said to be only waiting final confirmation, with agreements reached in principle. Moore's focus on outfield players is initially centred on adding to his forward ranks. The Rovers boss would not be drawn on other incomings, but suggested signings are imminent. He said there's 1 or 2 deals imminent at the moment. We've identified 1 or 2 players we want to add to the squad very, very quickly, but the hardest bit is getting them over the line. They've been identified and we want to bring them in now because we want to try and integrate them straight away into the team. Stoke keeper Bersek is rated as one of the top young English goalkeepers and has represented England to under 20 level, including being a member of the squad that won the under 17 World Cup. He spent last season on loan at Accrington Stanley, making 20 appearances and delivering 5 clean sheets, and he played against Rovers in the 1-1 draw at the Keepmoat back in December 2019. Rovers allowed Ian Lawler to go on loan to Oldham Athletic on a season-long loan last week, which exactly signalled the end of the 25-year-old's time at the Keepmoat, with his contract due to expire next summer. Academy product Lewis Jones will see his senior experience built steadily this season, with outings in cup competitions. The 21-year-old is highly rated by the Rovers coaching staff and is very much seen as the long-term solution for the goalkeeping position at the club. As he hunts for a new addition, Moore wants a keeper who possesses the same attributes as last season's lone star, Seny Dieng, particularly comfort in playing out from the back. He is confident those goalkeepers he has identified could fill that role. Lawler's departure comes with Moore unwilling to stand in his way of playing first-team football regularly. So that is a nice report from the Free Press there, and you know what? Fair props to Darren Moore from a lot of standpoints in this article. First of all, Josef Bursik. I'm going to talk more about him in a little bit because I want to look more into these players and I want to talk more about their well, not really stats, but talk about, like, you know, how they performed last season and things like that. But another thing I'm very happy about is that one of the identified targets could be Matej Kovar. Now, I did a video just a few days ago. You'll have seen it on the channel. You can go watch it after this video if you want. And I spoke about Matej Kovar and I said he would be the perfect signing for me in goal. I really hope that Kovar is the guy we're going for. I know Bersek's got his strengths, even though he's got his weaknesses, he's got his strengths. But I would much prefer Matej Kovar, but I would get behind whoever we sign. but my preferred choice is Kovar. There was another one we were interested in, Alex Palmer. Maybe he could be the unknown club, West Brom, that we're talking to, but maybe he could go to a different club. We don't know at this stage. I mean, they said there's one or two other clubs that they was talking to about loaning in goalkeepers, as well as Bersek from Stoke City. Kovar is rumoured to be one of them from United. Palmer could be the other one from West Brom. It could be Nathan Baxter from Chelsea. It could be him. We never know. But I think, according to who we've been interested in over the transfer window so far, I think the rumour is probably between Palmer and Baxter for the other one. But I think definitely one of them is Matej Kovar. And you know what? I wouldn't be against going for Kovar, because I've spoke all my reasons in that video. He plays out from the back. He plays his feet the right way. He's the perfect goalkeeper. The perfect goalkeeper for our team. And United came out weeks ago and said that we treat our loanees well. There's reports saying that they treat the loanees well. Garner said he wanted to join Rovers despite championship interests. So, are we going to sign Garner as well? Is Garner going to be one of those other quick signings, or is he going to take, a longer period of time? Obviously, the quick signings seem to be on the outfield and the forward positions, so we'll sort of get a conclusion to that transfer saga for the forward position. Is it going to be Broja from Chelsea? Is it going to be Tulloch from West Brom? Is it going to be someone else? Obviously, we missed out on a few strikers that we were linked with. Jordan Roberts, he's gone to Hearts. Pretty much as soon as I uploaded that video of transfer reports talking about Jordan Roberts and if he'd be a good signing or not, pretty much as soon as that video dropped, he signed for Hearts. So it was the wrong time to drop that video. But it'll be interesting to see who is in the rumour mill here, because there's a lot of good players that we've been rumoured over the transfer window so far for the striking positions, so it should be interesting. Is Ennis coming back? We don't know. I think, again, looking at rumoured reports, I think potentially one or two other signings in the forward position could be between Ennis, Tulloch and Broja from Chelsea's academy. So, this is just a rumour at this stage, but, we don't know for certain, do we, until we get the reports and we get the finalised deals. But if I could choose one goalkeeper and one striker, it would be Kovar and Broja. I think they would be my dream signings on loan for me. And then maybe further down the transfer window, we bring Garner in if he's still interested, and maybe bring in a spare centre-back like Cameron John. And maybe get an extra striker, maybe get Niall Ennis while we're at it on loan as well. And to be fair, that wouldn't be a bad transfer window. L'Aquila on a 1-year permanent deal and a load of Premier League loanees, youth loanees that have got bags of potential. So I wouldn't be completely against that, and it's pretty much the routes we can only take. So, the club have thought about this really, really well. And I said I hope Kovar is a target for United, and it looks like it could be. Now, speaking about this Bursik guy, Stoke City youth, played at Accrington last season. I'm not going to lie to you, he made a few decent saves. Decent world-class saves. So, in terms of quality, I don't think he lacks it in any way, shape or form. I think it's just because I've heard so much more about Kovar and I don't have much knowledge on Bersek that I prefer Kovar, and I've seen Kovar play in youth games and I've seen highlights of him play. He's played against us when Man United under-21s came in the trophy group stage match to Rovers, and I think that Kovar fits the bill of what we need. But if Bursik comes in instead, I'll get behind the transfer. I'm not one of those fans that's gonna completely turn on a guy just because it's not the signing that I wanted. I'm gonna get behind each transfer until the end of the season, and I'm gonna, throughout the season I'll share my opinions if I want to, but I'll be, respectful about my opinions, and at the end of the season I'll make a fair judgment like I've done with the season review this season. So that should be interesting to watch out for. Now, speaking of the pre-season, now like the report said, Moore wants to get these quick signings, the goalkeeper signing done before Saturday at best. If not, Lewis Jones will probably play against our first pre-season opponent. Speaking of pre-season friendly opponents, let's go on about the fixtures right now. So we have 6 pre-season games now. Let's start off by saying the last one on September the 1st will be visiting Manchester United's under-23. So that's going to be an interesting game over down in Manchester. But the other ones is 2 championship clubs and 2 league clubs penciled in potentially. And Rovers will play one of the championship sides twice. So we've got 2 against one championship club, 1 against another championship club, and then 2 League 2 club matches. If you don't know who the League 2 clubs are, basically, the first friendly will be this weekend behind closed doors against Scunthorpe, and then the other one in midweek will be against Bradford City. So they're the 2 League 2 sides we're facing, Scunthorpe and Bradford. So more local than it would have been if there wasn't a virus, but I think that Scunthorpe and Bradford were probably the good options. It'd be interesting to see who the championship clubs are. Maybe Barnsley could be one of them, and maybe Sheffield Wednesday is the other one. Keep it a bit more local because of travel, etc. But we'll see. I mean, to be fair, if I was to choose either Barnsley or Sheffield Wednesday, if that is the 2 championship fixtures to do twice, I'd probably do Barnsley because I think that the Oakwell Stadium would be a good place to play at and get used to the championship kind of stadiums because, of course, Barnsley is in the championship. So, you know, I think Barnsley would be a good one, and I think a trip to Hillsborough wouldn't be bad either if Barnsley or Sheffield Wednesday or both are the championship fixtures. But it's just a guess at this stage. All friendly matches will be taking place behind closed doors, and it's understood that Rovers hope to hold their solitary home friendly, part of the potential doubleheader with a championship side, at the Keepmoat Stadium in order to test protocols that have been put in place due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the chief executive of the club, Gavin Baldwin, has confirmed the club hope to be in a position to stream the home friendly online for supporters, and precise details of each friendly, including the identity of the opposition and in particular the venue, are unlikely to be made public until close to the match as clubs look to manage their way through COVID-19 restrictions. There are also concerns that supporters will look to gather outside venues, which would potentially compromise social distancing measures. So that is this report on pre-season friendly. So not a lot to discuss about this one compared to the transfer report, but Scunthorpe shouldn't be a bad fixture. I mean, they've been struggling in League 2 in recent years. You know, they've only been in League 2 a couple of seasons now, 2-3 years. So, you know, the fact they haven't gone back up yet is a bit of a shock to me personally, because I think Scunthorpe would have been one of the promotion favourites from League 2. Bradford, same again. I think Bradford should have been up about a year or so ago. I think that Bradford were unlucky to not go up. So, but they had their faults, you know, to be honest. Same with Scunthorpe. So, I think they're 2 good opponents to test. I think Bradford will want to try and get a giant killing, so would Scunthorpe, and it would be a good confidence booster for them going into their League 2 season next year when they'll be facing, you know, big teams in the league next year. They've got Tranmere, they've got Southend, they've got Bolton coming down, and of course from the National League they've got Barrow and Harrogate looking to prove themselves. So, you know, Scunthorpe and Bradford are two of the teams that need the most momentum going into next season. You know, starting mid-September. So I think it's up to them really how they perform and how we perform. But hopefully, fingers crossed, before Scunthorpe on Saturday, we do get the the goalkeeper signing out of the way and maybe one of the striker signings if we can. But at least one signing, which would be the goalkeeper position between, you know, Bursik, Kovar, maybe Baxter or Palmer if they're involved. But yes, the championship clubs. Now that one's going to be an interesting one because my first 2 guesses, like I said earlier, Barnsley and Sheffield Wednesday, and either one I wouldn't mind doing the double header with. And you know, Barnsley, Tykes TV, brilliant fan channel. Sheffield Wednesday, I'm sure you're going to have a brilliant. I can't remember if you have got a fan channel or not, and if you have and I can't remember, I'm sorry. I remember Tykes TV, but I can't seem to find any Sheffield Wednesday ones yet, but I'll have a look. And any Sheffield Wednesday fans, comment down below, what do you think? Do you think you're going to face Rovers in the pre-season? And if you are you going to beat us? Are you going to do something to us? I mean, Sheffield Wednesday's got this, you know, points deduction over next season, so that's going to be a real morale demoter, shall we say. Barnsley, of course, just surviving relegation thanks to Wigan's loss of appeal on their points deduction decision. So Wigan are down to League 1 in our league. Barnsley stay up by the skin of their teeth. Charlton, unfortunately, with Sheffield Wednesday's situation, doesn't look to be that fortunate at all. But Barnsley have got a lot to look forward to going into next season. They just need to, you know, keep improving. So maybe we can get a bit of a giant killing over Barnsley and try and, keep them down, going into next season. So there we go. So that is looking at the pre-season friendlies, and that is the end of your second Transfer Reports episode today. We'll be back hopefully tomorrow with another one if there's more transfer news and more news from the club, because, even though this is Doncaster Rovers Football Club Transfer Reports, this series, technically we talk about more stuff as well. So, and all the news that we have over this next week we'll recap in the Donny Show, which will be coming up later this week. But for now, guys, thank you very, very much. I'm the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe. Goodbye.